What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Grizz, and today we are going to be attempting to rebuild the new look Denver Broncos in Madden 24. Now, obviously, the Broncos are one of those teams that, when they signed Sean Payton, everyone thought they were going to be a big playoff threat, and then Russ did Russ, wasted a bunch of money on him, and now they're in a point where they're trying to compete, but in all reality, they might as well just start rebuilding. They drafted Bo Nix and also traded for Zach Wilson. Very interesting in my opinion. I think Bo Nix will work out all right for him. And then defensively, they just let go of their whole team except for Pat Surtain, so that kind of sucks. But we're coming in here 3 years. Hopefully we can get a ring. I think first thing on our list is to get rid of Alex Singleton so we can get Drew Sanderson playing time. But we're going to get rolling here. First trade that we're going to be doing here is sending Tim Patrick over to the Buffalo Bills for Dawson Knox to solidify our tight end position. Now, I really like Tim Patrick, but the only problem is if you look at our wide receiver core, we got Lil Jordan Humphrey, who's 25, Troy Franklin, who's 21, and Marvin Mims, who's 21. So we have three guys that I think are going to be our starting wide receivers of the future. So we're probably going to move on from Courtland Sutton at some point, whether it be this year or next season. But right now I'm trying to work out a trade with Alex Singleton, so let me see what I can pull off here. Alright, and then we're going to be picking up our center, which, funny enough, it's actually the Broncos' former center in Lloyd Cushenberry, sending Alex Singleton, Levi Wallace, and 2 7ths over there. I know it looks like we gave up a lot, but finding a good center is not easy. So that's something that I definitely wanted to do. And now we're going to see if we can find a home for Courtland Sutton or Reynolds. And then I think that's all we're going to do so far. So we're going to send Cam Sutton over to the Chargers, for Asante Samuel to be our corner 2 behind Pat Surtain, and Joe Alt, the rookie right guard. I am very happy with that because we obviously need to upgrade our O-linemen. And we got rid of Sutton, so that's a huge contract gone, and a guy who didn't seem crazy happy. So we're probably going to move all over to left guard, meaning that we could move Ben Powers, but I'm not really worried about it. We're probably going to send the mid-season and see how we're doing. Alright, y'all, so we finished this season 3-14, which is way worse than I honestly expected us to do. But we have $90 million heading into this offseason, and we have our first round pick, which is huge, meaning that we should have the first overall. We had the 28th offense, so terrible, and then we were terrible. Bo Nix, 3,600 yards, 24 touchdowns to 19 picks. Not great. Hopefully he can turn that around. Rushing-wise, Javonte Williams didn't even break 1,000, 985 yards and 6 touchdowns. Receiving-wise, Lil Jordan with 903 and 6, Marvin Mims with 907, Troy Franklin with 805, and then Dawson Knox with 660 and 2. So not great, but not terrible. Drew Sanders had 120 tackles, along with Asante Samuel backing him up with 100. Brandon Browning, 6.5 sacks, 5 for John Franklin Myers, 4 for Metellus, 2 for Zach Allen, 2 picks for Pat, 2 for Drew Sanders, 2 for PJ Locke, 2 for Cody Barton, and 2 for Asante Samuel. So, obviously, we're not going to get any awards with any of those stats, but let's get into the offseason and see what happens there. Alright guys, so far in free agency, I believe this is Willie Gay that we signed. Obviously, 86 overall, 26 years old, kind of is what it is. We lost out on Chris Jones, which sucks. But we can still go after someone like Javon Kinlaw, who does look like he wants to come play with us. So we'll see what we can do. And we did go out and pick up Javon Kinlaw. So Willie Gay, and Javon Kinlaw, huge upgrades to the defensive side. And we picked up Brett Mayer to be our kicker for the future. So I think we are all set, as I don't really see anybody else that we desperately need. So I think we're going to roll with what we got here and head into the draft. So we have pick number 2 here in the draft, and I went ahead and threw it in Trade Finder just to kind of see what's offered. And the Bills are offering us 3 first-round picks, a 4th and a 6th. Now, I know that that does drop us back to pick 18, but I did look through kind of what's available, and I really wasn't too impressed because the big things that we are going for in this draft is safeties, and there wasn't much, and it still doesn't look like there's much. We have this guy. Because we don't need wide receivers. I'm still pretty set with who we got. I was impressed that they were all kind of pushing 100 yards, and they weren't even. I mean, like, this Josh Walden guy's not bad. What else is available? Lonnie Mullins. Let's look at the strong safety side. LaMarcus Greenard. Okay, actually, LaMarcus, yep, that's our guy right there. Really? No? Okay. Well, no more Jeff Trade, strong safety. And then with our next pick in the draft, we're going to go ahead and pick up Justin Watson, a left tackle out of Boise State. The only reason we are doing that is because Garrett Bowles is getting older, so I know at some point we will have to replace him. And I think that's all we're going to do for this draft. So let's check out that draft recap and hope that that free safety that we did bust on isn't that much of a bust and can at least be a high-ish overall. Let's see. Semi-draft, and a draft recap. What are we looking at here? Okay, he's a 76. That's not bad at all, actually. Ugh. Hidden dev trade, he's a 65 overall. That's quite terrible. I do want to see how the whole league did. So we did have 83 overall. This was a cornerback heavy draft. All 4 of the top guys, anyone that was over an 80 was a corner. So luckily we don't need corners, so I'm not too mad about that. But let's head into this next season and see how we do. Alright guys, at the end of this season we did finish 10-7, which was good enough for a 3-way tie in our division, leaving us in 3rd place, which is kind of terrible, meaning that we didn't have the tiebreaker over the Chiefs or the Chargers. But we will be taking on the Houston Texans here in the wild card. Let's see how we performed. We had the 18th best offense, so quite a bit of improvement there, and the 19th best defense, so definitely way more solid. 4,300 yards for Bo Nix, 28 touchdowns, only 10 picks, way better than last season. Javonte with 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns, we'll take that. Dawson Knox with over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. Little Jordan Humphrey followed it up with 905. Troy Franklin with 874 and 5, and then Marvin Mims with 806. So 4 guys, 3 of which were creeping 1,000 yards, and then Dawson Knox just blowing that one out of the water. Defensively, Cody Barton with 132 tackles, and then I'm still so confused. Willie Gay with 124 and 10 TFLs. Sack-wise, Javon Kinlaw with 8. Definitely glad we signed him. 7.5 for Baron Browning, as well as 7.5 for John Franklin. 6.5 for Zach Allen. 5 for Cody Barton. Okay. Pick-wise, 4 for Pat B. 2 for Asante Samuel. 2 for our Rook. And then 2 for PJ Locke. Okay. Not bad at all. Did we get any awards? No, I don't care about the weekly. Nobody for MVP. Nobody for Offensive Player of the Year. Nobody for Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nope. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Not a single Bronco at all. Dang. That's crazy. It is what it is. Can we take down the Houston Texans here in the wild card? We do not. We lose by a touchdown, which isn't terrible. We do have one more year, so let's see what we can do. Alright guys, so heading into free agency, as you can see here, we do have a superstar right guard down here. I actually think that's the guy that we drafted, which is kind of cool. But Dawson Knox went up to superstar. It looks like Franklin went up to star. He actually might have been a star. And then as you can see, Javonte Williams did decide to not re-sign. We're obviously going to go after him in free agency unless there is someone better, but hopefully we can get him back. And then on the defensive side, Franklin Myers went up to star, Kinlaw went up to star, Zach Allen, I believe, went up to star. And then Baron Browning went up to superstar. And then Drew Sanders is up to a 76 overall. And then also Willie Gay went up to a star as well. So definitely could have been a lot worse. So we'll take that. And let's see who we're going to be able to get. Alright guys, so we targeted 2 players in free agency and we got both of those players. Geno Stone, who's going to be a huge upgrade over their free safety as he is an 88 overall. And we brought back the man, the myth, the legend, Javonte Williams. Not really a myth or a legend, but he's cool. Over 1,000 yards, we'll take it. And you know what? We're going to go out and get the guy that has the #1 selling jersey in the NFL right now. And that is going to be none other than Harrison Butker. I know everyone loves him, so we'll take him. Alright guys, as you know, last season, every time I do a rebuild, we go all in because I do not like not winning. So first things first, we need a captain on our wide receiver core. Everybody's young. So we're going to go out, call up the Jets, send them a 1st, 4th, 5th, and 7th, which I think is very underpaid for Mike Williams. Love to see it. And now I don't know what else we're going to do, but we're going to make some trades because we have a lot of 1st-round picks from the Buffalo Bills. The next thing that we're going to do here is trade our other 1st-round pick, the one we got from the Bills, for Jalen Petrie to move over to strong safety because in my opinion that is our weak link on the defense, and it's really not weak per se, but PJ Locke, you put Petrie over him, it's kind of a give me. Oh my God, Surtain's a 99. Look at this wide receiver core. See what we can get from Mathis. For God knows what reason, the Cardinals are willing to offer me Marvin Harrison Jr., and when you see the #3 overall pick from this year's draft pop up, you take it. So, yeah, now we have Marvin Harrison Jr. on our team. Next, we're sending our whole future to the Lions for Aiden Hutchinson to solidify our D-line because we had Zach Allen there, and again, not bad, but Aiden Hutchinson compared to Zach Allen, you get what you get. And now I think we're going to see what we can get out of this 1st-round pick, but in all honesty, I think we're ready. So we are 100% ready, but let's go ahead and get Bo Nix another vet to help him win a ring, and let's go ahead and get DeAndre Hopkins a ring. I mean, I like D-Hop, so let's do something nice for him. But I think that is going to do it. We're going to ride in the next season with this squad. I'll show you as soon as I get it set, and we'll see what we can do with it. Alright guys, so heading into our final year, this is what the squad looks like. Bo Nix at quarterback, Javonte Williams at running back, Mike Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., and D-Hop at wide receivers, Dawson Knox at tight end, Mike McGlinchey at right tackle, Joe Alt at guard, with Cushenberry at center, Manners at left guard, and Garrett Bowles at left tackle. And then defensively, we have Javon Kinlaw at D tackle, John Franklin Myers and Aiden Hutchinson on either side of him, Pat B, Asante Samuel, and Taron Johnson at our cornerbacks, Jalen Petrie at strong safety, Cody Barton and Drew Sanders at our middle linebacker core, with Baron Browning and Willie Gay as our 2 other side, and then Geno Stone as our free safety. And that is going to do it. In all honesty, I think this team has more than enough talent to win, to at least make it to the Super Bowl, but only the Madden sim will tell. Alright guys, at the end of season #3, the 3rd and final season, the Denver Broncos that your boy has put together finished with a 14-3 record, which is good enough to win our division, but not good enough to secure the #1 seed in the AFC. I wonder who finished as the #1 seed. Because going 14-3 is insane. It does look like the San Francisco 49ers on the other side. Oh wow, the Ravens went 15-2. That's awesome to see. Not. That just means we have to take on the Cleveland Browns in the wild card here. But let's take a look at stats real quick. As we finish with the 3rd best offense in the league, And then defensively, we finished as the 7th. So top 10 in both of those categories, as Bo Nix had an insane season. 4,800 yards, 47 touchdowns, only 17 interceptions. That is what we're talking about. Rushing wise, Javonte Williams had nearly 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns. Receiving wise, Dawson Knox is tearing it up with 1,200 yards, 18 touchdowns. D Hop with 1,214. Marvin Harrison with 1,106, and then Mike Williams with 750 and 5. So, this offensive scheme that we're using obviously needs the slot receiver. Didn't have anybody finish with over 100 tackles. What are these guys doing? But Aiden Hutchinson with 10 sacks. That's why we traded for him. Kinlaw, that's why we signed him, 7 sacks. Zach Allen still got his numbers in with 5.5 sacks. John Franklin with 5, and then Baron Browning with 5 as well. Interception-wise, Willie Gay had 6 picks, tying Pat P for most interceptions on the team. And then we had Asante Samuel with 4 and Jalen Petrie with 3. We'll take it. Did we get any awards here? Bo Nix came in at number 7. That is crazy to me. But I guess it is what it is. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Dawson Knox comes in at number 3. Javonte Williams at 6. D Hop at 8. Okay. Defensive Player of the Year, Willie Gay comes in at number 8. I definitely expected him to score a little higher with his stats. And then we didn't have any defensive players, rookies. But none of that matters to me. None of that should matter to you either, as the goal is to win a Super Bowl. But first, we have to make it through the Cleveland Browns, as we don't. We lose 21-14. So this God Squad that we put together is taken down by Myles Garrett and company. That sucks, but you win some, you lose some. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment what team you want me to attempt to rebuild next, or what challenge you want to see me attempt to do, and I'll definitely check those comments and decide what I want to do. But in the meantime, take it easy.